take a good look at 5'10", 218-pound Louisiana Lafayette running back Trey Ragas. Regas, what I like about him is he's an efficient downhill runner who has actually underrated movement, if you ask me. He doesn't have great speed, but what he has is that curvy linear movement and the ability to cut. You're going to watch him work downhill here from the pistol, and you're going to see him deal with penetration right here. Makes that one step, just kind of turns that toe, is allowed to open those hips, work just around that, beat the linebacker right here, and just watch him bend around that. He bends around the linebacker and the cornerback on this play. Watch him bend around it right here. That's curvy linear movement. To be able to maintain that movement at a high level of speed so that you can avoid defenders working wide and then back inside. That's deceptively elusive work from a 218-pound power back. And he is a power back. We're going to take a look at that in a second. Here's Regas in a 116-yard effort against Alabama. You're going to watch penetration work off the edge here and also off the edge here. He plants that foot in the ground and watch him make that little turn and just get outside. Bounce it to the short side. He's getting wrapped here, but watch him be able to pull through that edge, pull away from that, maintain his balance through maybe getting clipped a little bit by the defensive lineman, and then get taken, really get a big hit right there at his torso by the linebacker. Watch number 30 charge in here. Bounce right off that glancing shot. Even bounces off 47. This is a short run, but what it should have turned into was a big loss for him. But he's able to avoid that edge defender right here. Work outside, pull through one. Glancing shot there, second one. Glancing shot, third one. Glancing shot, fourth. And then able to push his way forward through that. And he turns this into a positive gain. I mean, again, it's 3rd and 18. They're down 49-0. But Alabama, even their second string guys, are pretty darn good. And you can see that Trey Ragas has plenty of fight in him and a lot of good contact balance, tackle breaking power, good second effort. Regas isn't only just a bruiser, he's a smart runner. You're going to watch him here. You're going to have that guard pull out to the right side. Watch him press to the left. Works downhill towards the left here. Gets enough room so that guard can really set up that block, and he's going to veer his way outside. As he does that, the safety I'm circling here is going to come downhill. Watch him, stay tight to the line, work around, and then he's going to make that nice plant and cut to get inside that safety and pull through that safety, balance touch, and get himself another 15 to 17 yards after that. And this is just really smart running because, again, he doesn't head directly towards that kick-out block here. He works downhill toward the left, stays tight to the line. That helps him be able to make this move to the safety because there's that plant right there. Gets inside, and the way he can pull away from that wrap, because this is interesting about strength. When you get wrapped up like this, and even though it's not a great wrap, the fact that you can reach behind, use your stiff arm to pry your way out of a defender who's already into your body, that's strength. Yeah, it's a defensive back, but still, that's strength to be able to do that, because usually you just want to be able to ward somebody off before they can get into your frame. But he's able to pry himself loose, kind of trips over the feet of his blocker, is able to turn over, nice balance touch here. Look at the ball too. It's fairly tight to his frame. The elbow's a little loose. Does a good job of being able to get back up, trips over his own feet, and maybe that's what prevents him from getting another, 10 to 15 yards more after this. He's not a blazer. But, a guy like Jordan Howard gets a lot of 15, 20-yard runs in the NFL, and he's not a blazer. He has more big play rushes than most people realize. You know, when you look at his stats, he's one of the more successful runners in the league when it comes to, you know, chain moving gains, big plays, 12 yards or more. And Trey Ragas here, I mean, again, determined runner, smart runner like Howard, knows how to set things up, has a good first cut to get downhill, has that balance and power. Really nice stuff. And the important thing to look at when you're talking about big runners like Regas, or bigger guys who can play in that 218 to 228 pound range, is can they cut? Can they transition downhill with one cut? And this is a good example of that, because when you're working to the perimeter like this and you have pursuit coming from the inside or from coming downhill, you got to be able to make that quick cut. And watch that transition. Really, like 2 quick steps, he's downhill. He's able to get about 4 or 5 yards on this play. And he can extend through wraps. And this isn't even the most efficient cuts I've seen him make, but you can see he has that combination of curvy linear movement to really bend around. Like, watch this bend right there and then be able to make a couple of small steps. Now, he could have probably bent a little bit more in terms of at the knees, but if he does that, he might slow down a little bit more. But he does a good job of anticipating that lead block. This one right here. And he reads the leverage, he cuts downhill and slips right inside of that and is able to extend for a good 5-yard gain. And if you, there are other plays where he's not even just cutting, he's using that curvy linear movement to work outside. Right here, watch him bend this run just inside of that defensive back, and then he bounces off number 21 here, but kind of just bends around, is able to maintain that momentum. Dalvin Cook's very good at curvy linear movement, and to be 218 pounds and have that kind of movement and then be able to punish a defensive back who doesn't wrap up when he tries to hit. Watch 21 here. He's going to come down and try and work across, and Regas sees it and is able to just kind of avoid a lot of the hit and just deliver the shot himself. When you can deliver the first hit, 21 wants to deliver the first hit, but number 9 here, he leans in. He's able to, when you hit first, you can knock the other guy down. That's why you always want to hit first, because when you hit first, it's like boxing. You know, when you're punching a heavy bag, one of the things that they always teach you is to punch the bag as it's swinging away from you, because if it's swinging at you as you hit it, you're going to be knocked backwards. So if you're the first one to strike, and to be able to use your body to kind of move off of that strike, you're going to be more successful. And that's what he does with that strike there. This is another powerful run with terrific contact balance, because you're going to watch him take on a defensive lineman who's going to basically work across field here. He's getting blocked downfield, pretty far downfield by the left tackle, and he's going to work around and deliver this hit and just bounce up. And you know, you see Regas just bounce right off that. Watch 94. That's some contact balance, folks. And just look at the rest of the run here. You're going to watch him do a nice job of being able to make 2 quick steps, work around the linebacker who shoots for his legs, get downhill, pull through another wrap, have the pads low, bounce off that hit, and then a stalemate right there. Well, not really. He gets pushed back, but he's gang tackled on the play. When you've got 4 guys basically wrapping you up, at some point you're going to go backwards. But this is just really nice work from a guy who may not be the fastest back on their team, may not have the most juice of every back on their team, but he's quick enough for the NFL. He's got excellent footwork for the NFL, terrific vision, and his contact balance and second effort and third effort, terrific. Here's another nice display of that vision working from the pistol. Watch him work towards the left side, and that's going to set up basically the 2 blocks here. He's going to work from the inside out. Inside, then back out. But he starts on the left, kind of keeps that left hash, then veers outside of that. It's able to get downhill. Just a nice, efficient run. You want to see smart work between the tackles. You want to see a back who sets up his blockers well. He doesn't make that move until he's about a step away from the line of scrimmage. When you can press within a step of the line of scrimmage and make this move, you're going to be successful in the NFL. Because the further away you are when you make that move, the more you telegraph that to the defense, and they can react a little bit earlier and limit the gain. But when you can press tight to the line and then make that little dip back, you're in good shape. Here's another example of a good press, because he's going to work down the hash, and then he's going to stay tight to the line and then veer his way to the opposite tackle. And then deep, cut right back in, reading the leverage, pull through a reach, bounce off that safety, and get in. Again, this is just very intelligent running, very good feel for staying tight to your blocks, pressing that. He's, again, within a step of the line of scrimmage right here, works across the backs, kind of veers to that outside, and then works back inside. And then look at him reduce that surface level. Pads down, eyes up, knees high, extends through. Nice little setup to that outside. Watch a little stutter step to the outside right there, and then back in. And we've seen a lot of big creases from Regas, at least with some of the plays that I showed here. Here's one where the crease is a little tighter, and watch him here. He just kind of works through his two linemen there. Doesn't have any problem with the fact that this is a tight crease, and he's able to squirt his way through for a nice gain. And he's not easy to take down. I mean, here's that safety trying to wrap him up, pulls through that to extend for another 4 yards. But even though he bounces off two of his own blockers here, pads low, head up, squeezes through, gets his knees high, nice body lean. That's the kind of running you want to see. Because that's the reality in the NFL, is that you're going to have some tight creases at times that you're just going to have to work through. And he does that. And he's got it. And you can see the burst. It's notable. You can see him kind of squirt through there. And, he's not, he doesn't have a rocket pack behind him here that's fueling him. But at the same time, he's not going to be denied on that type of play. And that burst is noticeable enough that you're looking at another 7 yards from where he encounters this first contact by his two blockers. Here's about 2 yards gain there. Really about 7 or 8 on that play. And this is just a smart, efficient run. And once again, you're going to see him be able to work downhill, work to the outside, and then transition downhill. And it's really kind of a nice one-step downhill cut right there. Maybe it's a quick two, but a quick two or one single step, really nice. Nice bend. If you can get that bend downhill in 1 or 2 quick steps and accelerate through that cut, that's NFL caliber. And he does a nice job veering away from 27 there. Watch him do that. And avoid number 4 a little bit. He extends at least for, another 6 yards at least on that play. Again, he's not a speedster. He's not going to outrun the angle of a defensive back, especially not a cornerback on a regular basis. But you're looking at a gain that, starts off at the 46 and ends up at the 14. So you're looking at a 32-yard gain here. And he can rip off those 10, 15, 20-yard gains on a regular basis. Shifty, good vision, can run gap, can run off tackle, can run inside zone for you, can make the first man miss, can bounce off the first, second, and third man, and they can be all shapes and sizes that he bounces off. This is just a really good back, and NFL teams still value runners who can push it up inside between the tackles. Bill Belichick talks about this is the type of player that he values from a running back, is a guy that really can be physical with the defense. You need that on a team. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP boiler room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.